Hello everyone, welcome to the Dice Cast, our D&D web series. I'm Russell S.A.N, and with me I have...
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, our Aquans Jonas had just made it off the plateau and started exploring around the plains just off its edge. After coming face to face with an impossible amount of bison, which they were... and a very large cat, they were forced into an underground labyrinth by some sort of trickster spirit who had disguised itself as said cat. Once sealed inside, they found another adventuring party, some who were dead or in the process of have gone mad while in confinement. They managed to navigate their way through the labyrinth quite expediently, and
Passing most of the labyrinth.
and managed to exit with their lives intact, their lives and minds intact, and having apparently earned the respect of this trickster spirit, and some sort of magically sealed box which they have yet to be able to open.
Yes.
So
we made an attempt and failed.
So that is all that happened last time. We made camp, which is where we are going to pick up now. But we do have some record keeping to do first, because there were a few things that we did forget about in the last session.
Most important is your use of Misty Step to bypass that trap. Definitely deserved inspiration.
Okay.
So you can have that now.
Okay, I've noted that down. I am also, before we can go further, I'm going to use some of the herbs and incense and charcoal to read some of my familiar who died again, or Alice. So I'm just going to roll her hit die here for a moment to see what I get. I doubt it's going to be a 4 again. It's a 2.
Alright.
So she has 2 hit points. But I have her back now, which is good.
Yes.
We also burned through quite a few potions, so I think that was something you wanted to do during the long rest.
During our long rest, I am going to do 2 things. One is make another potion, which I'll do the check for now. And that is a 15, so I succeed.
Yeah, you succeed. On a basic healing potion, you basically have to roll very low.
Well,
for you.
It can happen.
It can happen, yes. So we have. So now we have a second one.
Yes. The other thing I want to do is, in the near future, I want to start working on making a wand of magic missiles. But I need a piece of wood for that, and we are in a nice grove of trees here. I'm going to find a nice, reasonably long piece of dead wood, like hopefully from oak. And during my watch, I am going to start carving that. Obviously, there's lots more that needs to be involved in making it, but I want to get that started. And that's pretty much all the stuff I need to do, I think, for the moment.
Yeah. I also have a long-term project, which I'm starting to work on, which is the fact I'm starting to research a brand new spell. But that's going to be both of those are going to be a ways off, so that's really all we need to do at the moment.
Yep, I think so. That's all the stuff we missed.
Yeah.
But I have a potion now.
Yeah, you have a potion? I already had the last one we had.
And that is everything.
Alright.
So I will take the first watch, and you the second, I guess?
Yep.
Alright.
So you can roll for perception with your owl's advantage for watch.
We're looking at a 12.
Okay, you and your owl spot nothing throughout the night.
And when I go to wake you up, I'm still in one piece?
Yes.
Nothing else. Alright, we're good. I will get my rest, and I'll finish off my part of the long rest by actually sleeping.
Okay. I'm just going to roll for my watch now. Well, that's much better. 20 in total.
Oh, there you go. At least it won't be surprised.
Yeah. So the night passes relatively uneventfully. So we wake in the morning.
Yep.
We are preparing. We're tending to the fire and preparing breakfast.
Yep.
When we both hear a clap of thunder in the distance.
Which way? Do we know? Is it on the other side of the woods or in the
It was in the direction, yes, we were roughly in the direction we're heading.
Does this sound... I mean, I look at the sky. Is this a cloudy day?
Make a perception check.
My perception check for cloudy day. Here it comes. Well, I may have messed that up. The highest I rolled was a 3 plus 3, so a 6. Do I notice the clouds?
Yeah, looking up around, you can see that it seems relatively cloudless. It doesn't look like thunder weather where we are.
It could be on the other side of the trees or something.
It could be. Do you want to have your owl take a look around?
No, I've... recently we've had an encounter, experience, I should say, with Bree's magic, and her magic sometimes can result in a large clap of thunder. I want to do an Arcana check to see if this thunder is like what I've seen before.
Okay.
Unless I have something stuck in my ears. 12.
Sounds like thunder.
Sounds like thunder. Yes, I will send my owl up above the tree line and do a little circle around, see if there is something to be seen on the other side of these trees.
Okay, roll another perception check for your owl this time.
Oh, a nat 20.
Natural 20, okay. There is indeed a storm in the direction we're going. It is past the forest. It might be hitting the forest to some degree, but it doesn't look like it's heading in our direction. But it is in that area, and there is lightning, and you hear more thunder as it goes on. You also see the garrison or fort in which we are heading towards from here with that check, obviously.
Yes, and that's the one that was in the maps, right, that we had?
Yes, it was labeled Fort Zelen on the atlas.
And is this a storm over it?
Nope. No, the fort is before the forest that we're heading towards, so the storm is past the forest for the most part, towards towards the village that we encountered.
Oh, okay. So
The last time you did your
way
flying
off.
direction.
Oh, okay.
It's a fair distance, but you can still hear the thunder.
All right. That's fine then. Yeah. That's nothing really important.
You also see two other things with a natural 20 in that direction.
All right.
You think it's the remnants of smoke coming from a campfire. It's in the direction of the fort, but it's on the opposite side of the river from it, and you think there might be the remains of a campsite, possibly, in that direction. Okay. The other thing you notice is a large creature flying around in that area. Well, relatively large.
Do I notice any details about it?
With a natural 20, probably, yes. Well, its size is probably actually not... You'd estimate its size as being actually medium, not large. Mm. It's got a wing. It's got a relatively big wingspan, considering it's a creature about our size. Yeah.
Wings. Huh? It takes some fairly large wings to hold something of our size.
Yeah. It's... From this distance, it's vaguely serpent-like, you think, in appearance?
So a winged snake?
It might have limbs. Well, it does. It has wings. Wings count as limbs.
Yeah. So, well, this, I assume, is over by the fort, which is still quite a ways off, right?
It is flying around the area of the fort, the tree line, the river, and you think maybe where that campsite is. It's just sort of flying in a circle around there.
All right.
It's a relatively fast-flying creature, you think, based on the speed it's moving at.
Well, before... well, we are a fair distance away yet, but
yep.
Before Mile gets spotted, I'll pop her out of existence and resummon her down here.
Okay.
Because there's no point in alerting whatever that is. Now, this is the morning of a new day.
This is a new day.
We have a puzzle.
Yes, we could attempt to... Do you want to attempt that?
We'll do that now or wait till we camp tonight?
It's up to you.
Up to you. What do you want to do?
You're the active player.
Alright, fine. I really do want to see what's in this thing, even though I know.
That was your session we picked it up in. See, the thing here is I don't know what the DC is.
Well, would you like to roll, please, or do you want not to try it?
I'll try. Did you succeed?
Not telling you.
Oh. So this is investigation? What check is this?
Investigation.
Alright, so it's just an intelligence check, because I do not have investigation. Oh dear. That's a 7 in total.
I rolled exactly on the DC for this.
Okay, so I do not figure it out, but you do.
I rolled a 25 total.
It was a DC 25, good grief. Well, a 3 certainly wasn't getting me there.
So while I'm sitting there by the campfire having breakfast and fiddling with the very intricate tile puzzle, sliding tiles, I've
Yes.
managed to have that inspiration at the moment for figuring out how it works. And I managed to slide all the tiles in the right place. And then there's a click. Some things happen at this point.
Oh no, I knew we couldn't trust that trickster.
First off, right actually in the fire itself, the fire forms into 2 glowing yellow eyes and a set of fangs pointing down like tusks.
Yeah.
And you hear that probably truly annoying sound at this point, that little cackling laugh. So, I open up the box, and you remember the mist that was covering the entire floor of the cave we were in?
Yes.
That's what we see inside the box. There's nothing there except that glowing... Not glowing, sorry. It's not glowing, it's daylight. It is just that, like, basically like someone took a bunch of dry ice and put it in water in a box, and you can see that sort of low fog, and it sort of spills over the sides.
Yes.
That's exactly what we see. And then, in there, what does glow is letters are forming. It is in a language we don't understand.
No, is this an attempt to get me to use comprehend languages on this?
I'm just telling you, we can't read it.
Well, I'll take the 10 minutes I need to cast comprehend language as a ritual.
That's it.
Because I do not have that spell prepared currently.
Alright. Fortunately, the letters do persist.
Yeah. Yes, I do not have it prepared, so I'm going to ritual cast it. So it'll take 10 minutes.
Alright.
After I've ritual cast that, what do the letters? What does this writing say?
It is not actually clear in its intent, but what you can gather is there is something in the box. It is the letters keep, as you're reading it, the letters keep changing and the meaning of it kind of changes a little bit. But it's actually not that entirely clear. Roll an intelligence check for me, please. Let's see if you can actually glean the true meaning of what's happening here.
I doubt it. That was another 3 I just rolled, so that's another 7 again.
Alright. You're not sure. There's something in the box. But there may be strings attached. You're not sure what those strings might be. And basically, at this point, you need to decide whether or not you want to reach in the box and pull out whatever's in there.
I think on both of the checks that I've rolled so far, making me think, no, I think that's not a good idea. What about you?
So you're gonna relay to me what you think.
Yeah, I'm going to relay as best I can, and just basically on on my judgment and what I've been able to discern so far, I think I'm probably going to avoid it.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Let's see what I think. Well, going with my general personality and that roll,
Oh no.
I reach into the box and fiddle around in the mist. Feels nice and cool, cold, clammy maybe. It's hard to tell, but it is basically the same as if you're holding your hand in like the mist from dry ice. I know it doesn't exist here, but anyway. And then I noticed something, and I pull out a small gold ring.
Oh no! This is the one thing we did not want to happen.
And it is odd in the sense that as I'm pulling it out, it looks like it's nothing but mist initially, but by the time I get it about 6-7 inches away, it's a solid gold ring, unadorned.
Of course it is.
Roll a perception check, please.
Oh, no good can come of this. 17.
You notice that as I was doing this, the face in the fire was watching very intently, and now that intent, that intensity of intent, has now shifted towards you. And you seem to think that it's waiting.
Waiting for what?
What'd you roll again?
17.
You think it's your turn. That's what it's waiting for.
Oh, to reach in there and take something out?
Yeah.
I've already made my decision not to reach in there.
All right. So you decided not to take to reach in and then try to retrieve something?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what happens. The box almost turns into the same kind of mist and fades, and then the face in the fire is also gone. The ring's still here, though.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
All right.
All right. So that's that side. That's that sideshow dealt with.
Yep.
So you have a ring.
Yes. Are we in a rush this morning?
Are we ever in a rush?
I want to cast Detect Magic on this. I don't have it prepared.
I don't think you even know Detect Magic.
I don't even know the spell. That's why it's not prepared.
I know Detect Magic.
Can you ritually cast Detect Magic?
I will spend the next 10 minutes to ritual cast Detect Magic.
Yep. And it is magical.
It was a shock.
It is in the School of Abjuration.
Okay. Are you going to identify your new ring?
Why not? Because I am curious. I cast Identify, ritually casting it. Mm-hmm. It is a +1 ring of protection.
Okay. Which you are not attuned to at the moment, though.
No. And I definitely want to think about this a little bit more, I think, before I put it on, because there's obviously some strings attached to this.
Because it's a magical ring we just got from a trickster.
Yes. And
it's a gold ring that's unadorned. It's just like, that is the ultimate warning sign to anyone who has read Tolkien.
So yeah, I'm just going to put it in a pouch at the moment, and I will have to think about this because I suspect once I attune to it, whatever aspect of this that you didn't quite glean from your roll and from your trying to understand what was being written in the mist, yeah, there may be some strings I don't want to deal with.
Certain side effects.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Alright.
Anyway, that's something for another day.
So you put the ring in your pocket or whatever.
Pouch, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's a little vest jacket, and there's a little pocket watch spot. Sorry, this is getting too close to. All right, no, I throw it in a pouch. Yes.
Yes. You use the word unadorned. I can't remember the last time you used that, and it's the exact wording. In the books.
Yeah, that might have been a problem, yeah, I suppose. Okay.
Anyway, so after that,
Yeah.
so we've just finished our breakfast. We've
Yep.
doused the fire.
Yep. Not using your...
Not using my creative destroy water this time.
Alright. I want to head on to the general area of that fort, which means you have to go through this forest, right?
There's a little copse of trees. Yes, we have to keep following the river.
Yeah, okay. So while I'm traveling through there, I would like to replenish some of the herbs that we are going through rather quickly and see if I can
Yes, you said you have one. You have one
have
left.
one set left. Yes, we're going through supplies really fast. So I'm going to
Also,
search.
remember to mark off another meal of food.
Yep, I already did that. Oh, good job. I have my investigation check is 25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to find the there. Still carrying 57 meals worth of food.
Yeah, well, we've only been at this about 3 days, so.
So it was a total of
25.
Despite the fact you apparently found a bare patch of
No.
of
None?
herbs. No, you did find some. You find 3 sets, but it's not as much as you're hoping for.
That's alright. That's better than the one I had left over.
1d6 plus 2, and I rolled a 1.
That's alright. These things happen.
Yep.
I'm not too worried about it.
So yes, you now
Stop
have
burning through these every 5 seconds.
you now have 4 bundles of herbs for healing potions.
Yes. And 1 healing potion.
And 1 healing potion.
Alright.
Alright. So after this, do you want to head on from this area?
Yes, this is something I was doing as we were traveling through the woods, or small grove of trees. Once we're on the other side, I do want to have another look at it. Alright, sorry. The next patch of open ground, is this where the fort is?
It's a bit way. It's a bit of a ways off. It might take us an hour to walk in that direction. To which I am going to ask now: at what pace are we moving? Because we know at least one creature that is flying around overhead that might be a predator.
Well, I'm gonna have my owl out.
Yes.
And have her flying, around us. No, I don't think we should hurry. I think we should take our time and definitely be alert for whatever that is. Plus, we are getting towards a garrison or fort or whatever we think that might be. And I don't really want to alert too many people, so hopefully we can stick to any kind of trees that are around. If it is open ground, there's really nothing we can do. But
it's mostly open ground. We are on a plains at the moment with some hills and some tall grass, but that's about it. There's only a handful of trees, and we're leaving the copse of them currently. So,
well, I don't really want to risk my owl by flying a close flyover for the forest. The fort. So I think we'll just have to try and proceed cautiously.
it's easy enough for you to keep an eye on the flying creature. You've rolled a 25 to rolled a natural 20 to spot it, and
Yeah.
you can just keep an eye on it. It's just flying around.
Okay. As we get a bit closer, I am going to probably try and discern more about its, appearance and see if it's armed or big teeth, whatever.
Okay.
So on we go.
So on we go. So as we approach the fort,
Mm-hmm.
you do move over to the...
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You should probably...
Bring up the... Alright. So, yeah, just...
And we're coming from down this way,
yes,
right?
so we're coming down this way. So we get a good look at the fort. It is largely a ruined structure, as you can see.
Yes. Most of it doesn't even have any roof anymore.
No. So the front near to the southern side of this, you see what was obviously at one point the entry gate at one point, or the guardhouse.
So right here.
That's basically there is a intact door there. There's roofing. The
Yeah,
walls are relatively intact.
And then this is all a mess.
This is rubble. You see there's the remains of a tower.
This thing here?
Nope.
Oh, that.
That's the tower. That's the remains of the tower.
Yeah.
The other thing looks like it would have been part of the actual keep proper. It's still also intact, and the rest is mostly rubble.
And this over here was the camp.
This is that's where there's little bits. There's no smoke now, but that is where you saw the smoke before. I think that's the campsite.
And whereabouts is the flying creature at the moment?
It's just circling basically, so it's flying back and forth.
So it's basically just doing this sort of thing.
It's further closer to the tree line, but yeah,
All right. So all being over this way near the back end.
yeah.
So it's over here.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Just a broader circling pattern, but yeah.
All right. Has it changed its behavior in the sense that it might have spotted us?
Well, we're at this point, are we trying to be stealthy at all to avoid being detection? All right,
yeah, being very cautious.
Stealth check then.
All right. Oh. Natural 20?
Natural 20.
You got one too?
Yep.
What are the odds of that? 1 in 400?
No. The problem is the thing is why could that not come up when we were actually something a bit more important than just one flying creature?
Well, we got really good stealth for the next little bit.
Yep, we have really good stealth. All right, so we just finished rolling incredible on our stealth. So you wanted to ford the river.
Yeah. How deep? How wide?
It's only about waist deep, and it's about 10 feet wide.
Oh, this is just a stream. Okay. It's 10 feet wide. I should be able to jump this, right?
You go try.
All right. According to... Anyway, I'll roll. Oh, 16.
Okay. You leap it easily without causing a splash that might alert anyone.
Yeah. Are you gonna...
I can just wade through without making much...
Well, you like water.
Yes.
I personally like water, but wet clothes, hiking through tall grass didn't sound like fun to me. Alright, so let's get a little closer to this fort.
Yes.
Did I notice any activity?
Roll a perception check.
And I'm going to have my owl flap a little higher, just so we can see over the top of that roof. 21.
Also roll a stealth check for your owl. It did not get a natural 20.
6 plus 3, so 9.
Okay.
It would have been really funny, another nat 20. Yeah, so that's under most creatures.
Passive perceptions.
Yes.
Alright, so you rolled a 21.
Yeah. So I see the arrow coming towards me.
There is no arrow coming towards you.
Alright.
There's smoke rising out of a chimney in the roof of the guardhouse.
Right. Your cat has keen smelling, right?
Yes, my cat is not currently summoned at the moment, but yes.
Can you get her out here to smell to see if someone's cooking something?
I will as soon as I'm done describing this, because you rolled quite high, so you can probably tell yourself that there is food cooking on the fire.
Right.
You also, as we are approaching across the river, see some something move, going in arcs from the west wall of this.
Like arrow fire?
They look like arrows being launched in the back, basically in an arc in that direction.
Are they aiming at that flying creature?
Nope, it's on the other side. You can see that there are some what looks like some quadruped-like animals fleeing these arrows.
My owl's up high enough. Do I have enough of a look at it I can recognize what the animals are?
They're jackals.
Oh, that's a new creature. We haven't seen those on the plains yet so far.
No.
Alright. But they are definitely like on all fours. They're not wearing armor. These aren't like gnolls, perchance.
The problem with that is you do not know what a gnoll is, so you can roll a nature check if you want.
Well, that'd be interesting because I don't have nature, but we'll give it a try. 9.
You think they're jackals.
Alright.
There are about 8 of them, and they are basically trying to avoid getting hit with arrows currently. They're circling up towards the northern side of the fort, just trying to use the walls to avoid getting shot with arrows.
Do I notice where the arrows are originating? Do I see who's firing them?
It's coming from inside this little fort underneath the roof, so...
Okay, so something from under here is firing arrows up at these jackals that are running this way.
Yeah.
Towards this way. Alright.
It's also at this point that you notice that flying creature has spotted your owl and is flying towards your owl. It has not spotted us because of our natural 20s at the moment.
I'm going to just pop my owl out of existence. I don't want to get chewed on by whatever.
Okay. The creature reacts to this and is looking around relatively confused. Doesn't spot us because, again, natural 20 for the moment. But you
For the moment.
For the moment. But it is quite much closer now. And you do get a good look at it now.
Alright.
It is serpent-like in the fact that it is reptilian.
Okay.
But it does have limbs.
Alright.
In addition to its wings, which are basically just these almost bird of prey style claws almost, but they are still reptilian.
This is not a flying kobold, though, right? I've seen a lot of kobolds lately.
This is not a kobold. This is far too big for that. This is this is close to our size of a creature.
Alright.
It looks... roll another nature check.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm going to roll for this one. 10.
10? It looks... It does look serpentine and snake-like and reptilian, but also, like, that looks kind of draconic almost. Like, dragon-like.
Okay. That could be bad.
You rolled high enough to realize that this is not a wyvern, because it's too small.
It has arms and legs as well?
Nope, it's the shape of a wyvern. It's got its wings are its front limbs, its hind limbs are legs.
Right. And it's got claws, you said, on the hind legs?
Yeah, it's got claws. Yep.
Right.
And there's no stinger on the end of the tail. It ends more like almost like a fin almost. And it's got these almost dorsal frills or fins on along its neck and back. You've not encountered a creature like this before, but it definitely looks like it has dragon heritage almost in it.
And it's not drawing any fire from the fort.
As soon as you think that thought, you see 2 arrows go at it.
And
Just gonna roll here. One arrow goes completely wide. One does impact it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. It's a good shot! It actually hits kind of in the shoulder joint, which it does not like.
And what kind of response is this getting from this creature?
Well, it gives out this kind of cross between a hiss and almost like the reptilian equivalent of a bird of prey is screech. And it
Okay.
doesn't see where the strike came from, and it's going to fly away at the moment.
Okay. So it got fired. It got shot with a couple of arrows. Sorry, it got shot at with a couple. One of them hit, and now it's flying away.
Yeah. And one landed relatively close to where we are. It's just sticking in the ground.
Go get the arrow and have a look at it.
Okay.
Is this
Uh,
anything special about it?
it's kind of got these almost like it's got a barbed tip basically, and
Okay.
you've and it's an ordinary arrow. You think that this is lots of hunters use these on the plateau. So
Okay. So it's not like a special arrow for like fishing or anything. It's just an arrow.
it's just an arrow you could probably use for hunting.
Okay. And it's not made out of any kind of unusual wood or odd feathers for
No.
fletching. No. All right. I will leave it there, and then I think we should get a little closer to the fort.
Yeah, you can hear what sounds like possibly bickering coming from the fort.
Excellent. Let's get really close then.
Okay.
I would like to. One sec here.
So yes, we're basically on that hill right there. Basically,
Right here?
we're nestling on the right about there. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to swing around to this side and then approach right to the edge of the gate and listen.
Which is closed.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to hear what's going on.
There are slits and what basically are almost like not really windows because there's no glass, but basically like openings.
Right, I want to keep low underneath those,
Okay.
just in case they have spotters. And once we get to that spot I showed you there, I would like to stop and definitely listen for a few moments.
Okay. So, all right. So you're gonna roll a perception check then.
Well, I'm going to get my owl out,
Okay.
just because she has keen hearing.
Yep.
That was a good thing I did that. One of them was a nat 1. The other is a 10 plus 3, so 13.
Okay. So you can hear. You're pretty sure it's two voices arguing,
Okay.
but you do not recognize the language.
So it's not of the two languages I know,
Yes, it
which
is
is
not-
common and halfway.
It is neither of those, and I do not recognize the language either.
Adds a couple more languages to the pile.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a window nearby this gate?
Yes, there's.
Okay.
Well, it's, again, not really a window, but an opening.
Yeah. How high from the ground is it to the bottom of what would be a sill if it were a window?
Like, how wide is this?
No, from the ground to the bottom of the window.
It's
How
about
high?
4 feet.
Okay, I'm going to stay really low. I'm going to have my owl on my arm. I'm going to raise her up so that her tinier head than mine is looking over this opening, and I want to see what's inside. I'll observe through her senses.
Yeah. So as you observe with their senses, you see two actually fairly small humanoids
Okay.
bickering. They each have bows and quivers, not on their backs but nearby, but they're basically arguing at this point. You see one then point at the basically basically almost like a wood stove that is where the chimney is, where the food is being cooked, and there's more smoke. And it says something like "Ah, God," and they don't understand the words, but it's saying something. And the other
Like
one,
the fire?
what?
It is pointing at the cooking area and saying something in an arguing tone about it that I don't understand.
Yes, it's talking to the other humanoid. And basically, that one turns and realizes that, oh, the food's probably burning a little bit. in the distraction.
What do they look like?
They are about halfling size, but they have this. But they kind of have a greenish yellow skin to them, and they have pointed ears, and their faces are and yeah. So you recognize the description of these creatures. These are goblins.
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay, goblins.
2 of them.
How many are there here?
Alright. Make another perception check looking with your owl looking through.
14.
14. There are just the 2 actually.
And the amount of food they're cooking seems appropriate for 2 individuals, or are they like the cook squad and they're gonna summon their buddies soon kind of meal, like the big feast?
Two creatures of the size who like eating food. They could probably eat the amount they're cooking. So it's almost like a feast, almost possibly for them. But you also get a good look around what they have. They have the bows. They have the arrows. They also have some other. They also each are wearing short curved blades, which equate to scimitars for goblins.
But obviously, not scimitar size for us.
No, but they'd be as effective as a scimitar in their hands.
Right.
Right. They have they have leather armor on basically, and
Right.
they have some other things. They have some shields there. They have looks like some axes, like hatchets for gathering wood. And just looking around, it looks like there's a wooden palisade basically in place of the north wall of this place,
Yep.
and they've walled it off.
Okay.
But there's still some gaps where they can shoot arrows through. So they've clearly fortified and are living in this place for some time, and they've gathered some good stuff. The only way in and out of this place is that front gate, basically. Unless you want to try squeezing through that, the opening in the...
How wide is the opening that I'm calling a window?
It's about 2 feet across on both... it's a square.
2 feet?
Yeah.
I can squeeze through that.
Not quietly, probably, though.
Not quite,
And it's probably around this point I should point out, this is probably going to be the end of the natural 20.
Oh, the nat 20 is over now? Okay.
There will be new stealth checks going forward.
I'm going to have my owl fade out,
Yep.
and I'm going to duck down low, signal you to come over, and I'm going to whisper in your ear and inform you of what I saw.
Okay.
And I have a suggestion. They don't know we're here.
No. Yeah.
But I was thinking I would just stand up here and goblins. I know enough about goblins to know that they have enough of a comprehension of language that they could probably speak common.
Yes, goblins usually speak common and goblin.
Yeah. So I was thinking I would, instead of just blasting them, which just seemed not right, because I know goblins are supposed to be evil creatures, but
then again, priests are supposed to be good, and we've ran to Father Gregor.
Yeah, so instead of just starting off with a really bad reputation here for killing everything we see,
Yes, maybe we should not point guns at all the people we meet.
so I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna stand up. You stay hidden,
Yep.
and I'm going to be less intimidating, just one of us, and I'm going to try talking to them.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
So you stand up.
I stand up quietly, and then I'm standing in the window. I'm going to try and use it as partial cover, just in case they decide to shoot arrows at me anyway. And because I'm 6 feet tall, so only about 2 of me showing anyway, and I'm going to be closer to one of the sides. And I'm going to say, "Morning there, gents.
So
Smells really, really tasty."
So basically, you do say this, but because you stood up without making any real noise at the end of that great stealth check, that you do take them a little bit by surprise, and one of them says, you hear one word you do possibly recognize, and in there he says, and you hear one turn and says, "Oh, another human." This is the second one who was tending the fire and realized is now switched to common. And the other one speaks he says, "Grig, you can probably lower the bow. They don't." Says, "We haven't been attacked yet."
I wasn't planning on attacking. I was actually hoping to share in your meal.
He says, here's some grumbling from the other one. He says, Drix, do we have to share food with this one? It's big enough already.
Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to be polite.
Yeah. He says, the other one, Drix, who apparently is the other one, is the goblin tending the fire, says to Grieg, who seems to be the one who is the one you basically startled.
Yeah.
Says, well, he says, he looks and is like, it's like he's waving back and forth. It's like they're not shooting you, which is the good thing, but it's just like they're not entirely sure they want to share their food. But just like, well,
don't worry about it. You don't have to share your food with me. I was just saying good morning, basically, and trying to be polite. I'm fine. You mentioned about another human? That I'm kind of curious about, bro.
Grieg says, yeah, another group came through here recently. They points over in the direction you saw where you think the campsite is. They set up over there. It says set up a camp, fire, cooked food. It says tried to scare off that Drake. It says, and that's it. As far as we saw them over there, there were two humans, an elf and a big dragon man, but that's about it. They haven't. There's they just I don't know, they're sleeping in or something. I don't know. They haven't done anything.
We didn't see them, right?
We haven't gone over there, so.
I'll do a fly around. Did I notice them at all?
You noticed a campsite.
Oh, but not whether it was occupied.
Not whether it was occupied, no.
Okay. I say to the two there, 1 second, I'm going to step back, have my owl up here, have her fly out to the camp at a reasonable height and back, and inform me if that camp is occupied. Then I'm going to step back in while she's doing that.
So you're going to have her fly over to the direction of the camp?
Yes. At a good altitude, just because I don't want to get shot.
It is going to be flying the same direction the Drake was flying.
Yes. I know. Yeah. It is a chance. And my instructions before she gets more than 120 feet away from you are, if you're attacked, let me know so I can get you out of there.
Okay. Sorry. You're not entering your owl's perception. You're just...
I can't right now because I am talking to these two.
Okay. So send your owl over there.
Once I've done that, I'm going to go back to talking to them.
Okay.
And I'm going to listen for my owl and my thoughts.
Alright. Please roll a stealth check for your owl.
They don't get advantage on stealth, though, right?
Nope, but they do get +3.
Okay. Well, 3 plus 3 is still only 6.
Which is well below the Drake's passive perception.
Yes.
So you do see it there. It's basically, it has a long neck and it's taking its jaws and is ripping the arrow out of its shoulder, basically.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't seem to enjoy.
I can imagine. And is there, before my owl sees the Drake, before the Drake sees my owl and charges over and probably tries to eat her, does she notice anyone at the camp?
There are 4 bodies at the camp.
Oh, there's no sign of life.
That is where the Drake is currently basically nursing its wound almost.
And as soon as my owl informs me of this, I pop her out of existence.
Okay.
And I go back to... Oh, I'm still talking to these guys.
Yep.
I say to them, well, someone took a dislike to those guys. They're now all dead.
Greek says, well, it wasn't us. Drake says, is Drake, possibly? They can be quite... They can get quite ornery and quite hungry sometimes.
What about those jackal-like things I saw?
Those things. They've been coming around here. They've been running around and plaguing the plateau. Sorry, these plains for the last little bit. There's, at least a few groups have gone missing, as far as I can tell. Yeah, they could have done it. They're not. Grieg speaks of his weight. They're not ordinary jackals. There's something. As we've seen how ordinary animals behave, there's something odd about them.
Okay.
Drix speaks up. One time there was another camp like that not too long ago around here. It also was wiped out. Middle of the night, absolutely no struggle put up.
Wow.
And those jackals were feasting on the remains come morning.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do anything aggressive towards you guys.
Here Grieg says, that's when we decided to build that. He builds up the wooden palisade.
Is it? Well, you seem like a nice pair of goblins. Can I trust that you're not going to shoot arrows at me if I go across the river and investigate?
Can we trust you that you're not going to blow us up, wizard?
Is it stamped on my forehead or something?
It says, you suddenly knew something about a camp that is that is on the opposite side of a river without leaving our windowsill. He says, I know magic when I see it.
Well, you're smarter than the average goblin, that's for sure.
He says, that's why we built the wall.
Alright, I'll be back. And what I'm going to do is... we were having this conversation here.
Yep.
So I want to circle around to this side. Have a look in here. I want to see if they're telling the truth as far as their numbers and stuff. Make sure there isn't a whole party of them there.
Okay. So we both walk around that way.
Yep. And still trying to be relatively stealthy.
Okay. You can make a stealth check if you want.
Yeah, because we are going to eventually have to head across to here, so.
Yeah.
Alright. Stealth.
Not nearly as good.
18.
9.
Alright. That'll be what that will be.
The good news is, they probably only hear one set of footsteps, which might not.
Alright. What do I see in this area here?
Well,
is there anything?
The walls have mostly collapsed from just age, and there's lots of rubble. So you don't see any other forms of... You don't see any other goblins. There's animals scurrying about, and some insects chirping you hear in some of the tall grass. So this is definitely... Like, nature has reclaimed this keep, and there are animals living here, and there's other things inhabiting it apart from the goblins. But you don't see any other goblins, you don't see any other humanoid life, and you don't see anything of danger. You do see in the just on the hill, just
this hill?
no, other one.
Oh,
that one, yes. Just cresting that. You do see the jackals heading off in that direction, and there is one that is staring in our direction. I'd like you to roll an insight check.
So it is on the crest of this hill, staring at us over here.
Staring at us, yes. And I would like you to roll an insight check.
Insight. What do I have? I don't have insight, do I?
It's wisdom based.
So 13.
13. You think Drix and Grieg might be right. You don't know what it is, but there is something about them. There's a level of intelligence to this animal looking that is more than just the average jackal, you think.
Okay.
They do head off in that direction towards the forest a little bit.
Okay. But
stared
at us with a level of intent that I would expect out of an animal, and then headed off.
And then head off, yeah.
Alright, so they're not that interested in us. Okay.
So
I don't notice anything else. What about this structure here? Is there...
That's relatively intact.
It has doors, or...
It has, so the roof has collapsed in somewhat, and the door has fallen in. But apart from that, the walls are in place.
All right. Well, that's definitely something we're gonna have a look at. But for the moment, we're here.
We're right there, yep.
Want to quietly head this way, cross the river, the same way as last time, hopefully, and approach this hill. I want to curve around and have a look at this camp, hopefully without getting, too much attention.
Okay. Are you going to jump across the river again? Or are you going to wade through like me?
I'm gonna jump.
Okay. That is going to be another acrobatics check.
17.
That's enough. Yep. So we make it there without difficulty, and as we approach this hill,
The flying dude has noticed us.
they're going to roll a stealth check now.
All right. Well, had to fail eventually. 7.
7.
Ah!
Oh no! Now it's the opposite.
All right. Well, at least it wasn't that one's.
We don't creep up as quietly as we would have hoped, and we do hear something in the direction of the drake, as they're referring to it as. Its direction, kind of like a low hissing noise. You think it heard us, but
Yeah.
we're not immediately being leapt on with fangs and subjected to fangs and teeth.
Okay, I'm gonna try and crouch right here,
Okay.
and this way I'll have a nice look at the camp. Is our buddy the Drake feeding off the bodies?
It looks like it might have been. It looks like it's been trying to lick its wound a little bit, and it might have been moving toward. It moved towards one of the bodies, but it's kind of crouched low with its the talons on the tips of its wings to the ground. And it has almost like a feline style stance of agitation and getting ready to react to something.
Can I see the body is approaching? Can I see enough detail about it?
You can make a perception check if you want.
Yeah, and how far away is it from?
The body is about 70 feet. The drake is about 80 feet.
Okay, perception. We're looking at an 18.
18? Okay, so you can make out good details of the nearest two on the better. So one is human, and the other is they described it as a dragon man. You have heard tale of dragonborn, who are humanoids with dragon-like qualities to them. You've never run into one, but this one has white scales and matches the description of some of them.
Okay.
Both of them are armored, and both of them are dead.
Okay, and
lying.
am I close enough that I can cast a silent image over right where they are?
Yep, if you want.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to superimpose the image of the Dragonborn and have it get up and go lurch towards the break. This is the one that it was sniffing at, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am trying to scare the crap out of her.
With the ghost of this dragonborn. Okay.
Yes, with a silent image.
Alright, let's see how the drake reacts to this. That's a natural 1. It takes flight, and even with its injury, you do not think it is coming back here.
So where is it flying off? Towards the woods?
East. It's just flying. No, it is flying as far in the opposite direction as it can from this thing.
Excellent. Alright, I'll walk up and high-five my silent image.
Which passes right through.
I'll stop concentrating on it.
Okay.
I want to examine these bodies and see what killed them.
Okay.
So yeah, a med check?
That would be a medicine check.
Medicine. 11.
11. Okay. There are 4 bodies. There's the white-scaled dragonborn. There is a human female. You have no idea what the gender of a dragonborn is. It's hard to tell. L for reptilian physiology. There is an elf. You think it's a high. I think she's a high elf
Yeah.
woman, and there is a male human. The Dragonborn is dressed in torn and damaged chainmail.
Okay.
The high elf is wearing shredded studded leather armor and has a longbow nearby.
Okay.
The female human is wearing a breastplate, which is relatively undamaged. And the last human is wearing tattered blue robes, which are also burnt because they seem to have rolled. This man seems to have rolled, or have been rolled, into the fire in the middle of the night.
So, do I have, with that wonderful roll, any indication of what caused all this shredding of armor and body parts?
You see bite marks and you see claw marks. Those are the only real signs of damage, apart from the one who was on fire at some point.
Yeah. So I have no idea what did this.
Not from that roll. It could have been the Drake.
Hmm.
You also notice their packs have been torn open and their water skins have been destroyed. All the food and water they would have been carrying has been eaten. There's not a scrap of food nor a drop of water left.
So possibly the jackals then too.
Yeah.
Alright, do the gruesome job now of searching through and see if there's anything of value on
Okay.
them.
You can roll an investigation check with my assistance.
Alright. Investigation would be 21.
Okay, so going on order, the Dragonborn, apart from the chainmail, which is pretty destroyed, there is a rather nice-looking glaive, which is a long pole arm with a...
Good God. Glaive? Alright.
which is a long pole arm with a bit like a cross between a sword and an axe blade on the end of it.
Yep.
There is a holy symbol around the Dragonborn's neck.
And do I recognize the deity?
You can roll a religion check if you want.
I'm pretty sure I don't have religion, but...
It is an intelligence-based skill.
Oh. Makes it a 19 then.
Okay. You aren't quite up on the gods, but you think you recognize this one. The symbol is a centaur with a scorpion's tail holding a bow, ready to fire.
Okay.
And the tail is sort of like hooked around where the chain is. This is the holy symbol of Pabil Sag, who is a god of healing, justice, law, and war. You think you've heard mention of him at some point in one of your researches.
Okay.
You also find on the Dragonborn a vial of liquid that in a familiar sized bottle.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the Dragonborn. So moving on to the High Elf now.
Yep.
She has a longbow. She has a ruined quiver, which has had many of its arrows snapped.
Yep.
So apart from the shredded leather, in the pockets you find some thieves' tools,
Oh. I'm going to take those for sure.
a pair of daggers. Because you rolled so high, you found a secret. You found a coin purse stored in her, basically the side of her armor, which has 200 gold pieces in it.
Whoa!
And you find another vial, which you're pretty sure is a potion of some sort.
Alright.
Alright. So moving on to the female human, you find that she has a warhammer, a breastplate, and two small items on her, one of which is another potion vial. The other is almost like a pendant or an amulet that has on it the relief of a woman's face and almost and like in a wreath around it the faces of numerous animals of different types.
Okay.
Okay. And the last human, the male, apart from his burnt and tattered robes, you find a badly burned and damaged book, which you
It's
think...
beyond recognition, I hope.
What?
Or not hope, I guess. Burnt beyond use, I assume.
It's pretty badly burned, and it does match this what you might think a spell book would look like.
Alright.
He also has a staff. You find a few other things on him. Another potion vial.
Oh.
And another book, which is more intact, but still somewhat damaged. This one hasn't been burned, but it has been cut up badly.
Okay.
Also, you notice that this one has bracers on his arms.
Alright.
That's basically all we find.
All? Gee. Didn't have to do anything and we get this stuff. That's amazing. I know this may sound a little odd at this point, but I think we should take 10 minutes.
You want me to cast Detect Magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the glaive sounds interesting from your description, but I don't want to go hauling this massive thing around if we don't have to.
Alright, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Right.
The glaive is enchanted.
Okay.
So are the potion vials. They radiate magic. The bracers and the amulet as well also radiate magic.
The pendant, you mean? The one with
the pendant.
face with the animals around it?
Yep.
Wow. Here's a question for you. Would a glaive fit in a bag of holding?
Good question. I'm going to look up what the dimensions on a glaive are.
Probably at least 7 feet.
Dimensions. Around 7 feet long. The bag of holding is like has an amount of cubic feet, but I don't remember what it is exactly.
But the thing is it a rigid structure, or just gets to the point where as soon as you add enough stuff to it that its cubic feet is
64 cubic feet, roughly. Yeah, the bag is only 2 feet in diameter, so the glaive will not fit in there, though. I don't think so.
Inside is only 2 feet in diameter?
No, the bag itself is only 2 feet in diameter.
Yeah, but it's another part of the pocket dimension.
64 cubic feet is its maximum interior dimensions. So I think a 7 feet glaive would probably fit in then, I guess.
Well, 7 by 7 by 7 is more than 64 cubic feet.
It is? No, then it may not fit.
But
I think for argument's sake, we'll just say the glaive will not fit.
alright. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, for the moment,
So we're going to identify some of this stuff?
What's that?
Are we going to identify any of this stuff?
Not here and now. Probably at camp tonight.
So we're going to split the gold between us, so it's 100 gold each.
I think we just should stick everything into a bag of holding for the moment. We should take the bracers, obviously. We'll take the glaive. That obviously won't fit in the bag.
So that won't fit, but everything else will.
Yeah. I want to take the holy symbol because at some point, if we make it to that village, there may be a church of this, and we should probably inform them of the loss of their possible paladin. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you take the holy symbol as well. Okay.
Yeah, and the vials of liquid. I want to take the thieves' tools.
Yep.
Because that may come in handy. Daggers are small. I'll take them as well. Maybe we'll find a buyer for them. And everything else is magical. The book itself. I'm gonna gently open it up to see what is the book about.
Is the burnt one?
No, the burnt one's I assume just trashed.
Okay.
The other one that's a bit banged up but partially legible, you
This
said?
one's mostly intact. And there are parts that are still legible. It appears to be a personal journal of says Vali, who you assume was this wizard, basically.
Volley?
Vali. V-A-L-I.
Okay. I will take that for now. Put it in the bag as well. And I guess that's basically it.
You notice movement off to the side. The north
Which
side
way?
of this camp. North. So it's,
I look in that direction expecting to see a pack of jackals.
you see at least one jackal suddenly duck down behind the hill.
Okay. I send my owl up. Is there a pack of jackals behind that hill?
There is one behind that hill, and the rest of them you can just vaguely see in the tree line. So they're keeping watch over this.
I'll have an owl keep an eye on them, and I want to head back towards the fort.
Okay, so we are going to head back towards the fort.
Yes, but definitely keeping an eye on the jackals.
Okay. Well, it's easy enough for you to keep an eye on them because they rolled low enough below all our passive perceptions.
Alright. And I will try and leap across the river again.
Okay.
I'm going to fall in one of these days.
You will. It's not that big of a deal if you do, though.
But not today. 19.
Okay, so we make it across again.
Yep. I want to go and have a look at this structure here.
Okay. So as we head that way, we do notice, your owl does notice that the jackals are keeping their distance, but are definitely keeping an eye on us.
Okay. So they're intelligent, from what I've gathered so far, right?
Yep. More so than just an ordinary scavenger would be.
How far away are they in distance?
There's basically all by the tree line, and they're still on the opposite side of the river, but they're keeping a watchful eye on us. Do you think they might try and move back to this side at some point?
So we're probably like a couple 100 feet away then?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, let's go and have a look at this structure around and this part as well. Just want to see if there's actually something here.
Okay. So, we can easily hop the wall.
Yeah? There's some gaps. You just walk through the gaps. Okay. What do I... Oh. I want to investigate this area, so
Okay.
we'll see what we get from that. Rather poor on my investigation. 13.
13. Okay. Nothing really catches your eye on the exterior of this place. You do see the ruined tower, which is mostly collapsed in on itself, and part of it's just lying off on its side.
Yep.
What looks like might have been the main keep is still relatively intact. The roof has caved in somewhat, so there's debris in there.
Yep.
But it looks like you can probably go inside with, as long as you don't mind dealing with some difficult terrain.
Well, there's nothing going on the outside. I definitely want to check inside this building and see if there's anything of interest in there.
Okay.
So, yes, let's go inside.
So the roof definitely has collapsed in on itself, and probably happened some time ago.
Yeah.
Despite this fact, we are able to enter the keep, and though the ground is difficult terrain due to the rubble and broken armor and weapons and things,
Yep.
we are able to make it inside.
Okay. I want to thoroughly investigate inside here, see if there's more to this than just this mess.
Okay, you can roll with advantage for my assistance.
19.
19. Okay. You so looking around, you can see the fact that this place probably has been searched. You probably imagine Drix and Grieg, who have been living here for some time, probably came in here and searched a long time ago. But you do find a few things. Some of the suits of armor, what we expected were just suits of armor, are in fact not suits of armor, basically. They are filled with some sort of mechanisms in them. They're fit what you would consider constructs in some cases.
Really?
Yeah. They're all badly damaged, and just
I want to have a little bit of a look at them anyway, because this is something that interests me anyway. I want to see, just, I want to just fiddle around for a few minutes just to check them out a little bit. Obviously, they're probably beyond repair, but I want to have a good look at them anyway.
Okay, so you look through them. It takes you a little bit while to basically pry effectively what counts to the breastplate of this thing off. Which is basically its torso for all intents and purposes.
Right.
But you look inside and there's a whole bunch of mechanisms and basically smashed, which would be crystals, and there are places where runes have been inscribed. This is definitely a magical construct, and near as you can tell, it has been it is damaged, possibly beyond repair, but you certainly do not know how to repair it.
I'm not expecting to repair it. I just want to get a kind of a general knowledge of its workings, just in case we run across this sort of thing before or again.
It has been left to the elements, but you can make an Arcana check if you want. If you want to get something a bit more concrete on how this thing works.
I just want to increase my knowledge more than anything else. Arcana would be a 17.
Okay. So there is something which is about central in the torso area, which looks like it probably would have been something the equivalent of almost like a clockwork heart, almost, which has runes inscribed on it. And you think, this looks important. You pull it out, and as you pull it up, and it is wrecked in there. It's like some of the gears have melted and fused together. Some are just broken. So if you were intact, you'd be like, okay, this would probably be what counts this thing's heart or core, and this would animate it once it was enchanted and functional. You also pull back its visor just to see in there. There is basically, you're just curious. What would you think? Okay, if this follows human anatomy to some degree, what would it have in place of a brain? And its visor is empty, basically. But it does look like there would be possibly a housing structure for something in there, but there's nothing.
Okay. So how big is this heart?
It's about this big. It's a bit bigger than an actual human heart, so it would take up the good portion of the.
I'll take it.
Okay, you gonna keep it?
Yeah. I know it's not worth anything, but
That might be worth something to someone. There are at least 3 of these constructs in here.
okay.
They're all in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to go and
There was
carry a whole pile of these things around, but one that I can examine at my leisure.
There is something else. There is what basically accounts to more or less a throne in this keep is relatively intact.
Yep.
And it just something has caught your eye about it.
What would that be?
As you go over and examine it, you think there might be a hidden compartment somewhere in this. Looks like something would slide out, but you don't see a trigger mechanism for it.
I will try and find it.
Okay.
$15.
Yeah, that's not good. I feel like you're looking around, you're looking at all the obvious spots that we've seen hidden compartments in the past and things and all the various trigger mechanisms. But there's so much debris in here, you cannot find it. And you're thinking to yourself, probably, even if I could find it, based on the wear and tear, there's a good chance that it's either broken, buried, or just not functional. But you're pretty sure this is a hidden compartment, but you can't find a trigger mechanism for it.
So there's a hidden compartment in the throne itself.
It's not throne, yes. It's like it's hidden in the base. It would like slide out effectively, like a drawer almost.
Okay. There's a whole pile of armament in here, right?
Yep.
Is there a mace or a hammer like the vase?
There would be a mace. You also do know there is a war hammer nearby at the camp. Because you literally saw
back there.
But yeah, you can find a mace.
Alright. I am going to try and do this hold on a sec. I know my alchemical skills allows me to transmute. I'm going to try where the panel is.
Yep.
I'm going to try and turn it into wood.
Alright, well, I'm just going to you remember what materials you can transmute?
I can't remember if stone is on the list.
I'll get the player's handbook. 1 second. Alright, we don't normally use stone, I know that. Okay, minor alchemy. Stone is on the list, but not gemstone.
Alright, so I'm going to turn... I assume this is a stone panel I see, or a stone possible structure.
Yep.
I'm going to concentrate on it and turn it into wood.
Okay. And then I assume you're going... Turns into wood?
Once I turn it into wood, I'm going to smash it with the mace.
Okay, make an attack roll with your mace. Which you are not proficient in, so no proficiency bonus. Just whatever your strength is.
3?
Well, the AC of wood is 5, so you actually miss.
We'll try again.
This lasts for a minute, so you can try again.
Oh, we're up to 8 now.
That's a hit, because inanimate objects only have an armor class of 5.
Right.
So roll damage. It's a d6 plus your strength modifier.
So D6.
Oh, that's right, you don't have a strength modifier, do you?
No, I don't. Oh, roll 5.
That's enough to break it open.
I will gently pull out all the pieces of wood and,
Yep.
and see what's in here.
There is a small chest, effectively, almost like a jewelry box for all intents and purposes, about in size, that you can reach in and pull out.
I'll examine it first, just in case there might be a trap in there.
Okay.
I have no clue. I rolled a 4 plus 2.
You do see a thoroughly wrecked mechanism for at this point.
So, possibly I destroyed it with the mace.
Or something else time did, possibly. You don't know.
Okay.
Do you want to reach in and grab this?
Mage hand.
Okay, you cast Mage Hand, which means because you're stopped concentrating, the stone returns to that remains returns to being stone instead of wood.
I think it takes a little while.
I'm pretty sure, is it a concentration check? Because...
I think it was a concentration check to transform it. And I think it stays that way for a little while.
I'll double check. I mean, we are quibbling over something completely minor at this point, but it's probably a good idea for us to get that firmed up. You perform a special alchemy procedure for... Oh, no, okay, yeah. So it takes you 10 minutes to perform this for future references.
Yeah.
But it lasts an hour, so it's not concentration based. But you do have to concentrate for 10 minutes on the process. Yeah. So you do not need to maintain concentration to keep it as the new material, though. Okay. So you conjure the Mage Hand.
Pull the box out.
He goes in and pulls the box out. Alright, you have the box floating in a spectral hand.
I'm going to set it down on something relatively even, and I'm going to try using
top
the
of the throne.
Yeah, the throne itself, there you go. And then try and open up the box with the Mage Hand.
It opens. It kind of snaps a little bit. There might have been a lock, but it's not what it used to be.
What's in it?
There is a coin person here.
Right.
Which has 100 gold pieces. And a ornate ring set with a ruby.
Okay. Definitely take those.
Yep.
The box itself, does it look like it might be worth anything?
It's seen better days, you don't think so?
Yeah. I'll take the money and the ring.
It's 50 apiece, and you have a ornate ring with a ruby set in it, which is probably worth something.
Yes, I suspect it is. Now, my general knowledge of how fortifications usually work is sometimes a way of going down, like a basement, stairs,
There's a lot of rubble in here, but if you want to try sifting through it, you can.
I'm trying to look for a trapdoor of some kind to a lower level.
Okay. I'll assist you with this investigation check.
Oh, bad roll. 14.
We've searched the room relatively thoroughly at this point. This is our third investigation check, and just we're shifting through the rubble and stuff. You don't think there's a trapdoor in this room, but you might have missed something with that roll. You don't know.
Well, let's not belabor it. Head back to the entrance to this place.
Yep.
And then, before I go wandering out entirely, just heading straight out, I want to send my owl up and look through her eyes and have her circle high. I want to check where the jackals are at this point.
Okay. You see them because they weren't hiding very well, and they're not. They haven't seemed to clue in the owls or something.
Yeah. So not that bright.
But basically, if you see, basically just look right beside there's a hill beside the keep they're in.
Oh, you mean they're right here now?
Yeah, they're basically, some of them are basically, the 8 of them are surrounding the eastern side of that. There's one just cresting a little bit of a hill and keeping watch.
Okay.
We've definitely piqued their curiosity.
As we're exiting the building, then I just wave at them. It's trying to hide better now.
Yeah, that's the reaction you get.
Alright. I'm gonna head back to our buddies there.
Oh, the goblins?
The 2 goblins, yeah.
Okay. You're gonna head back to Drix and Grieg. Alright? So return to them.
Yep. Hey guys.
Hello.
How was your breakfast?
They seem to be finishing up at this point.
There you go. See, I didn't eat your food after all. Matter of fact, would you like some food?
What are you offering? Says Grieg, who seems to be he seems to be the one who's more hungry of the 2 of them.
Would you like some, some salted meat, some cheese, hardtack? Well, it's just travel rations, but I can, we can spare a little bit if you like.
They won't say no to some of they don't want the hardtack, but they won't say no to the meats and cheese.
Alright, I will give them each a day's worth of rations. So
I can give half of that basically, so it's only 1 from each of us.
I will scratch off a day's worth of rations and we can give them that.
Oh wait, is that a day or meals?
A day.
Oh, so it's
So
3 meals. Okay.
I want to butter them up a little bit here.
Okay, so they accept the meat and the salted meats and the cheese. And they basically have a larder, which they're stocking a little bit.
Yeah. I want to hopefully make them a little bit more amenable towards us. And after we hand over this, I ask them, why are you here? You're out here by yourselves. It seems kind of risky, don't you think?
For the first time when you actually ask them what they're doing out here, you actually see them almost stand a little bit more to attention. There's like, we are here performing an important service to to our Lord in trying to restore this garrison to working order. At this point, you actually look at the 2 of them. That's what they're saying. That is their story.
I'm going to try and keep a straight face here. And
okay.
that is a rather daunting task for just 2 individuals.
You do notice that the leather armor they're wearing actually does, to a certain degree, resemble a worn uniform at this point.
Okay.
You don't recognize the uniform, but you do recognize it as probably being an attempt at this.
Alright.
It is difficult because they are A, quite worn, and B, you're like, okay, these are one of those uniforms which were probably, despite the name, not uniform originally. But
Alright, so it's kind of a patchwork uniform setup.
yeah, and it is mostly made of, and it's basically made of leather.
And I say to them, well, one would think your lord would give you, 2 rather noble and perceptive goblins such as yourselves some more help so that you can get this done more quickly.
He says, Greek says, "What? Well, naturally he would have, but there's fighting out in." He says, "Well, almost everywhere." He says, there's little border wars going all the time, and there are those sorcerers stirring up trouble." He says, "In the north at the moment." He says, "Up in Urixel," you hear them say.
Sorry, what was that? Where?
Hang on. He said Urixel. What was the word he said? I can give you the exact spelling here in a moment.
Right.
Just so you can write it down properly. I just need to find out where I put the Court of the Seven.
No, I just wrote it down phonetically. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, it might not be wrong, but Court of the Seven. There it is. Alright. URL apostrophe RYX. Ulrix.
URL apostrophe
RYX.
Not even close to what I wrote down.
Yes. So this is the first clue we've had a possibility of location of the Court of the Seven.
Alright. This might be a bit of a gamble, but I said, we ran into them. It didn't seem that difficult to deal with. What kind of response do I get when I say that?
They laugh a little bit. It says, well, it says maybe not to the two of you. He says, but they've been causing some problems around here, and a lot of the villages aren't up to handling sorcerers posing as gods coming into with their armies. It says,
yeah, I suppose so.
That's what this is. And Grigas point says, yeah, that's what this is for. So it's like, this is an important location at one point, Fort S.A.N. We're trying to get it back into working order. It says, we've been in here a few months. I think we've made some good progress. It says, but it's no mystery that this is a little ways out of the fighting. Here, Drix is like shoots him like this. That is meant to be confidential secrets information.
So, who is your lord? Just out of curiosity.
A moment of awkward silence passes. It's just like they look at another. It's like.
I'm try and persuade them to let me know who he is.
That's not. It's like your passive insight is high enough to realize that this is not them not wanting to tell you. This is them just not knowing the name.
Oh.
You get the same feeling these might be too. That despite, I mean, you've heard tales that goblins are generally used as rank and file troops.
Yep.
So they may not be high enough in the ranks of whatever army they are or may think they are a part of to actually know who's in charge. They probably just have some sort of group commander that would give them orders.
I'm gonna push a little bit more in the sense that, I mean, you guys seemed a little light on provisions. The reason why I gave you some food. How often do they show up and give you more food? We've been out here a couple months. We must, stop by every now and then and check on you and give you more food at least.
It says, last time anyone was out here was 3 months ago. We're expected to be able to take care of ourselves out here in this army.
Alright! You are two very noble and brave goblins. Best of luck with that. Are we actually inside their little hovel keep thing now?
No, we just approached the wall. We haven't actually gone in.
Mind if we come in for a few minutes? Put our feet up?
Okay. They'll have to go. We have to go around to actually the front door because it is the only way in. But they let us in.
Wow. They're very trusting little buggers.
We've had 2 conversations with them, but we've not blown them up.
They're not dead yet, so they're happy.
Yeah. You've also given them food, which is probably another.
I am going to, in the guise of admiring their work, I want to do an investigation check on this section here. I want to see if there is possibly something in this area that has gone without notice by them and might be of interest.
Okay.
And just comment on their wonderful workmanship while I do this.
Okay.
22 for investigation.
23?
Hmm?
23, you said?
23.
Okay. So just looking around, it's... this was probably one of the structures in the best keep at the moment. You don't know if it's from the fact it was that way when they found it, or it's the fact they actually have put a lot of effort into trying to make a home or a homestead here. They must have everything. So they've created the wooden palisade. They've probably done the roof themselves as well, or at least extended it to protect them from the elements. They've got a bunch of things in working order, but it's mostly there's food, there's firewood, there's some stuff for making arrows, stuff for patching up the walls. It looks like a guardhouse for the most part, and they've definitely added a lot to it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing beyond from what you've seen so far. It's mostly just it's the bare minimum that we need to make this place into a habitable.
And I didn't notice any trapdoors or the things I actually care about.
There is a trap door, but you saw them put the food in there, so that's basically their larder for all intents and purposes.
And I point down to their larder and I ask them, is there more to this structure? I mean, is there rooms down there, or is this just like a root cellar kind of thing?
It's just mostly just a cellar. It's not very big. There's most of it just around. Found some of this stuff down here. Down there, but that's about it.
I want to do an insight check to see if he's just, Never mind.
You believe him, apparently.
Apparently I believe him. Oh, my rolling is all over the map. So there's nothing really of interest in here from our perspective.
No, you hear some padded footsteps outside.
I say to the goblins, I think we have company.
And says, they go and get their short bows. It's the third time today. It's like, go away! And the arrow goes wide, but you hear, yep, and a bunch of running.
Okay. Something about this that really just strikes me as odd.
Which part of it?
The fact that two goblins can hold off anything, one. Second, something killed four of what I would probably call a pretty good-sized party of adventurers with a fair amount of stuff on them.
Yeah.
And just ate their food.
And then they were...
Yeah. And if this pack of jackals is responsible, if they could take on four adventurers, two goblins is a joke. There has to be more going on here. So anyway, I'm going to say, well, thank you very much for your hospitality there, gentlemen. We'll be taking our leave now. Best of luck with your restorations here. Maybe we'll stop by again in the future. We'll see how you got on.
Yep, okay. So as we exit...
Yep. I am going to come out, go around here, and see if I can spot our friends.
Make a perception check.
12.
It does beat their 11 stealth.
So where are they?
They've run off in the. They're keep running towards the tree line in the back area of the keep. Basically, they keep heading back there.
So they're over here somewhere.
Yeah, basically. They have not stopped watching us. You notice, though.
Well, I said something's going on here, and they're not acting like animals, really. I have a suggestion. I suggest we go and have a sit right here, and I'm gonna
Out in the
maybe
open, you
have
say.
yeah, right in the open on the top of this hill, in plain sight of them, and have lunch.
Okay. We can take a short rest if you want, yeah?
I don't really need a short rest, but sure, why not? I want to see if I can get their attention. I want to see if they're actually going to...
I'm sorry, but in D&D terms, lunch equates a short rest, basically. It's just sitting down for about an hour, eating food, and...
Alright, I'll get my spell slot back, at least, anyway.
So you can use Arcane Recovery.
Yep. And...
We can examine the stuff we found.
Sure.
So where do we want to start? How much identifying are we doing?
Well, we're going to kill an hour, I guess, if we're going to take a short rest anyway, because I want to see if they're going to do anything at all.
Okay.
So, I'm going to cast, ritual cast, identify on the pendant with the...
Okay, so you're starting with the pendant.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, this is a Charm of Animal Influence.
So it's like casting animal influence, like animal friendship spell kind of thing?
It is... So it's... Alright, so it's a magic item. You wear it around it. It does not require attunement.
Yeah.
And it has 3 charges.
Right.
And you can spend them to cast the following spells, which are Speak with Animals,
Oh, wow.
Animal Friendship, and Fear, but you may only target animals with the spell. And it has 3 charges. Each spell costs 1, and it regains all its spent charges at dawn.
Not a random amount?
No.
Okay.
No, usually it's a D6 regaining charges, but it only has 3, so.
Alright. Okay.
Kind of an interesting little magic item, then.
Yeah, very much so.
Alright. Alright. While you were doing that, I'm going to identify the bracers,
Yep.
which are indeed...
No, we should probably do it, like, one of us would be keeping an eye.
Oh, so... Okay. You want
While
to
I cast
shift.
9, then you can do the next one, and I'll watch.
Okay, I'll go next, and I'll identify the bracers.
They don't seem to be too big a threat, but no point in taking chances.
Alright, so as I go to identify the bracers, you do notice one of the jackals actually creeping quite closer.
I'm going to take, while you're doing that, I'm going to take my knife, carve, a fair piece of cheese, and I'm going to lob it over to him.
Okay, make a dexterity check to see how far you throw this. Because they're just approaching.
And I'm doing it a non-aggressive. This is like slow pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, 21.
Okay.
Hit him in the nose, probably.
Yep. It does hit. It hits basically on its head and it falls to the ground. Kind of sniffs it. And then eats it.
Cheese. Wow, he likes cheese.
Keeps creeping a little closer.
I will repeat the process.
Okay. See how far you throw it this time.
Four.
4. It lands at the base of the hill.
Yeah.
It's approaching more cautiously. It doesn't run up and get it. And then it stops and looks up at you when it's within 30 feet.
Okay.
And you notice that that intelligence to this creature in its eyes that just does not strike with an ordinary jackal. And then there's this faint shimmer about its eyes. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. This could be bad. I rolled an 8. I'm proficient in wisdom saving throws. That makes it a 10.
Plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
And a +1, so that's 11.
Okay. As you're staring at his eyes, you feel this, like, drowsiness and exhaustion, just a wave of it wash over you, and then you just shake it off at the last minute before you go under, and you realize, like, that was some sort of sleeping enchantment that you were being placed under by this jackal.
Okay. I magic missile him.
Oh, you cast magic missile. All right. We're gonna. And I suspect we'll be rolling. All right. And then I suspect we'll be rolling for initiative after that.
No, that was not a friendly act.
Says a guy who puts people to sleep all the time.
Well. That'd be 11 points of force damage.
Oh, palpable hit. All right, and roll initiative. I have a 3.
We are in the middle of reading a book. I have a 19.
Yeah, so far this makes sense. You were more alert than I was when this happened.
So what do the jackals have? Or are they being invited up?
1 second. Okay. I have to set this up. I wasn't expecting us to go to combat right yet. All right. Okay. Well, some of the jackals
Yep.
are tied with you. I have
Wow.
19. What's your dexterity?
I have a +2.
So is theirs.
Well, I hate to rip off another YouTube channel about this, but are we gonna roll for it?
Yes.
Alright.
Just whatever the number is this time.
14.
8. So you are going first.
Alright.
So that was one of the ones that you magic missile, by the way, as well.
Alright, so the one magic missile has the same
Yeah.
initiative as I do.
The other ones are going first, I'm afraid.
Wow. That's, he took 11, so I write that down. And then the other jackals, what do they get?
Total of 20. 18 plus 2.
Oh. Just eat me out. How far away are they?
All of them are, with the exception of the one that you magic missiled,
Yeah.
is just at the tree line, which is about 60 feet from us. The other one was within 30 feet because that's where it needed to be.
Yep. They cast this little charm.
Yeah.
Alright.
So at the top of the round, we have the jackals,
Yes.
who you see 5 of them come running out. You just hear a slight yelp and bark from the one that you magic missile, and the rest of them are running up, and with their movement speed of 40, it's going to take them to dash, but they're going to get up, and they're coming around and almost surrounding us a little bit.
Alright. Oops.
So there's 5 of them right... the good news is they couldn't quite make it all the way around, so we do have a way back, but there's 5 of them in melee with us. Sort of forming a semicircle around the 2 of us.
Alright.
So, alright, I can see I'm not getting through this ritual. I say, getting ready to stand up, but you are up first.
Well, there's an awful lot of them, so I am going to start off this by casting my first second level spell.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Mirror Image.
Mirror image.
So now there are more of me.
Yes, you have 3 images currently.
Yep.
3 copies of yourself. They seem a little confused by that.
And they're all gonna wave their staves and...
Yeah. So that
And
is
then
your
it's a-
action. Is there anything else you want to do? You don't really have a bonus action. Well, you do. You have Expedition Retreat. But you already cast a spell.
Yes. There's nothing else I can do at the moment.
Okay, so you're going to hold ground and wait.
Hold my position and, well, stand back to back with you, I guess.
So so now we come to the other jackals, and
Other jackal?
no, there's 3. There was a group of 8 all in total. But there's still,
Oh,
there's-
okay. So there's 3 that came up closer.
no, there's only 1 that came up close.
Alright.
That one. But there's 2 others by the tree line who haven't moved up yet, and they are starting. Now that you're getting a close look at these, you can notice that there is a difference between them.
Right.
It's about the eyes. There's something odd about those eyes, with those intelligence and that enchanting shimmer to them a little bit. And
Alright.
there's 3 of those you recognize, and as the 2 from the tree line come closer,
Yeah.
they move up. Basically, they're 40 feet movement, and then you watch as.
So they're about here then?
Yeah, they're right about there. They're a bit behind the one that you magic missiled. And then all 3 of them stand up, effectively, into a bipedal position.
Okay.
And their paws actually grow fingers. And there is there's a definite it's humanoid shape to them at this point.
Right.
And as they look right at us and let out a snarl.